Hey guys, I need help with this question. It's about design rules.
Now, while I was looking at this question, guys, there's a few things that you're going to need to please pay close attention to. So let's have a look at it. It says A, B, and C are 3 points in the same horizontal plane. Now, important, horizontal plane. Horizontal, it means it's a flat plane. Then with A being equidistant from both B and C. Now, on the diagram with A being equidistant from C and B. So we can see with the blue lines there that I'm showing you. And then from there, I have angle A being equal to 60 degrees. We are given angle A in triangle ABC. And then I have I is the center of the incircle. Now, the other important thing will be the incircle. Now, what you guys need to know about an incircle is that the incircle is drawn, the center, which is I in this instance, is from the lines which are bisecting the angles of the triangle. So it means that this angle here is bisected. Therefore, this and that would be equal. Similarly with this angle there is bisected because this line, or these lines rather, they make the center of the incircle. And also AB, BC, and AC, and AB and BC will then be the tangent to the incircle. That's one of the other things you please need to think about. And then HI is a perpendicular tower. So HI would be the height of this particular tower that we are trying to talk about. The angle of elevation of the tower from C is given as alpha, as you can see it down there. So now, important things that I just mentioned right now. An incircle, you need to please, if you don't understand what an incircle is, just try and listen to what I'm trying to say to you. An incircle will be a circle whose center comes from the lines that are bisecting the angles of whatever the triangle that you have. So remember, there's a circle which the triangle is inside. We call it a circumcircle. So the triangle or the vertices will be inside. But with this one, the circle is inside the triangle, and then the sides of the triangle will then be forming the tangents to this circle. So that's one thing that you please need to be thinking about. And then the second thing is ABC is a horizontal plane. Therefore, it is flat. Although my diagram looks a bit shaky because it makes it seem like it's a 3D shape. No. It is a 3D shape, but with ABC as a flat thing and HI being a perpendicular tower like this. So that's what you need to please be thinking about. Now, looking at the question, if BC is equal to X. Now, if this is equal to X, guys, we were told that ABC is a triangle. With ABC being a triangle, and we are told that this length here is equal to that length, it would then mean that these angles in triangle ABC must be equal to each other. If those lengths are those angles are equal, they cannot be anything else other than 60, because it will be 60, 60, 60, because the sum of interior angles of a triangle has to be 180. So that's one thing that you please need to be thinking about, from given that A is equidistant from B and C as well. So I have this as X. It would then mean that this is also X and that is also X. What does that mean? It means this is an equilateral triangle, the triangle ABC. Now, we want you to show that the height of the tower is. Now, I want you to translate the question in a different way. When it says to show that, I want you to just close what it wants you to show and then find what they want you to say you must be showing. So they say show that the height. So you hide what the height is and then you find the height. Your height must be the same as what you've hidden, or rather you've hid. So if whatever that you've hidden here is not the same as the height, then you must be sure that there's something you did not do right that you need to go back to do. So that's one of the things I want you, or that's the approach I want you to be taking. So I will then say to you, in triangle, so I have triangle BIC. because what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to find the height, and the height, remember, we're told the height to be HI, right? So I need to try and link HI, but I can't talk about HI because I don't have anything in triangle HCI except for the length IC. So I must first find what IC is. So I will then say, remember, I am given this as 30 degrees. I hope you guys remember that, and this will be 30 because it has to be 60. If I have this as 30 and I want to find what this length is here, so it's a question mark, I can use cosine rule. Cosine rule needs two lengths and one included angle. So that's one thing we can do. So I will then say using cosine rule. What I will then have here is the side opposite. So let's just write them in full. It will then be IB. It will be IC, not IB. Let me erase this here. So this is going to be IC squared is equals to IC again squared plus BC squared minus 2 into IC multiplied by BC, which is what I have there. And then please forgive me, I'll just write it down here. You can see my handwriting is a bit big. And then 30 degrees there. Now why I'm writing IC twice, it's because if this angle here and that angle are both 30, it would then mean that these lengths will be equal to each other. So I don't need IB, that's why I'm not including it. Therefore, if I solve this, as you can see, this part and that part are then gonna be 0 because they're gonna be inverses of each other. Therefore, BC, we are told that it is X. Therefore, I am then gonna have, if I make X the subject of the formula, I'll have minus X squared is equals to, here I will have 2 multiplied by, I want IC there, multiplied by the BC we were told to be X, so this is X, and then cos of that is square root of 3 divided by 2. And then from there, what I will want is, remember we said we were trying to find what IC is. This 2 here, this 2 here and that 2 here will give me 1 because it's a numerator, it's a denominator. Sorry. And then I divide both sides by X because I want to make, so let me just do this. It will be IC multiplied by X multiplied by root of 3 is equal to a negative X squared. That's one thing that you please need to know about that. But remember there's a minus here which I did not include. Sorry about that. So I have a minus there. I just wrote it in standard form. And then from there I divide by negative because I don't want that minus there. My IC will then be equal to, remember your basic algebra, I must divide by X root 3 both sides. So it will be X squared divided by X multiplied by root of 3. And then this will be equal to, that will get rid of 1x there, then I'm left with x divided by root of 3. Now that is my IC. So if I look in this particular triangle, I know what my IC is. So if I want to find what the height of this thing will be, it will then be tan of alpha is equal to, the tan of alpha will then be equal to, let's look in on the diagram there. I want the angle of elevation, so HI divided by IC. Remember, it's opposite over hypotenuse. HI divided by IC. My IC is that, therefore, HI will be equal to IC multiplied by tan of alpha. And then this will then be equal to, IC is X divided by root of 3 multiplied by tan. Remember, from special angles, guys, tan of 30 degrees. Tan of 30 degrees is the same as, if you guys go back to your calculator very quick. So if you say tan of 30 degrees, you see it gives you root 3 over 3, which means it is 1 over root 3. So this will be 1 over root 3. So if I want to make root 3 the subject of the formula, then it would then mean that I will then say root 3 is equal to 1 over tan of 30 degrees. So this will be 1 over tan 30. So it is x over 1 over tan of 30 degrees multiplied by tan alpha. The inverse of this, or rather the reciprocal, will be multiplied by tan 30. So it will be tan alpha times tan of 30 degrees. Now, going to the question, that's what they wanted us to find. So do you see what they are trying to say there? That's one thing that you need to do. And then that's what the question was all about. So what they wanted us to do was to find the height.